All right, everybody, as you can see, it's starting to rain out here. You need to find shelter pretty quick, and I'm gonna show you the fastest way to hang a ridge line. What a ridge line is used for is just a quick line that's gonna be very sturdy, something that can hold the tarp up so that we can get some kind of surface there. I've seen this knot technique, Steve, kind of stolen. What I mean is, I'm sure it's got some name somewhere, and I was watching another channel and they kind of stole the name, and I've been kind of following it. Right. This is forever to be known as the Beast Chain. So what this is, the fastest way to put up a ridge line. Check this out, Steve. So I just threw that back there.
And you can tell this thing's gonna hold because of the way it is.
Oh, you just kind of loop it through there and let it latch, huh?
Yeah. So, literally,
you just let the tension hold the next knot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pulling on it.
Yeah.
And
yeah, I don't think it's gonna go anywhere.
But it did loosen.
Yeah, well, it's gonna loosen up a little bit, yeah.
And I think the more that you use it and the more you pull on it, it's gonna tie all these. I literally just tied these last night.
Right.
So these
are
gonna
get
tighten
pulled
up.
into tighter knots,
So
yeah.
I'm gonna kind of do this a little bit. As you can see, this is holding.
Yeah.
This is not going anywhere. So now what I'm gonna do is redo this a bit and put it back through here. Basically, each section has these little holes in them, right? And then they're gonna get caught right here. And as it pulls, this section wants to go smaller and smaller, and the knot's not going through there. Yeah. So, and the whole thing is, you can literally pull this. So let's slap the tarp up. In one of our next videos, Steve, I'm gonna show how to set these up to where they're very quick and easy to get set up instead of having to sit here and put lines on every time.
Right.
So all I'm gonna do is jab a stick through here and maybe through here. Call that a day.
You know what another thing these knots remind me of?
What?
The way the straps are for when you buy a hammock.
Yep,
They
exactly.
kind of come in little sections like that.
Yeah, in fact, I was thinking over on this side, like on the initial side, you could run it through and pull it to where it's not going anywhere, and then one side.
Right, and then you'd only be doing that on one side, yeah.
Yeah. Whole thing with this, I mean, I'm just kind of winging this.
Yeah.
But
yeah, that's pretty easy.
I like it. I'm just gonna put it right here and call it a day. That's fine. 4. All right, so what we're gonna do now is basically, I set the ridge line, which, what are we calling this, Steve? The Beast
chain.
The Beast Chain.
Yeah.
All right, the Beast Chain. And so what I've got here is just some 550 paracord, and I'm just going to string this out. What you want to do when you first get it, you get your 550 paracord and you get both ends. You just want to hold these in. What I actually like to do is go ahead and tie them off. And then I'm just gonna follow this back. So now I've got the very end of it. And so what I'm gonna do is just go up. I'm gonna tie just a regular knot right here. That's gonna be my stopper. And then I'm just gonna repeat this. So you can do 3 fingers or 4 fingers, however long you want the spacing there. Yeah. Then I'm just gonna make a loop pull it through. And pull it. So as you can see, it's about 4 fingers right there. It's about 4 fingers right there. And I'm gonna do this for the rest of the cordage here. So what this is gonna do is gonna create the beast chain.
Trademark.
Trademark, not trademark, don't steal it. But so I start out with 50 foot of paracord.
And you're doubling it in half, so that's going to bring it down to about 25.
Making a
Plus
bunch of
all
knots
the
in
knots
it.
are going to bring out another foot or two. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's probably about 22, 23
Yeah.
feet. And again, as you can see, I'm just going that's about every 4 fingers.
Yeah.
And judging by how it worked up here, I'm really liking that spacing.
Yeah.
And you saw how quick
Yeah.
this thing
Yeah, that's cool. I like that.
got put together. So obviously, ultra fast, probably the fastest ridgeline setup possible. Would you agree,
I
disagree?
think so, yeah.
Okay, what other uses other than a ridgeline could this be used for?
Honestly, I could see that being used to tie just about anything up. Like if you wanted to hang something from a tree
Well,
or...
yeah, so one of the things I was
You know
thinking
what I
of is maybe not this long of one, maybe get a 5 or 10 footer, but
Yeah.
wrap it around a tree. We're always, when we go out stealth camping, putting our backpacks on the ground and stuff.
Yeah, like something like that, sure.
But if we just wrap this around a tree, we now have
yeah.
hooks,
You
right?
put carabiners in there.
We just put carabiners in here and
Yeah.
boom.
You know, you could throw that over a limb and then run it through to hold the friction on a knot like that, and then put carabiners on it to hang multiple backpacks.
Oh, going straight down?
yeah, just hanging straight down on one tree. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then and you might be able to do that right here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that they're kind of under the tarp a little bit.
And the only thing I found when tying these is I'm constantly doing them one way and then pulling it through, which means I'm getting these
You're getting twisted.
these
Yeah.
little twists in here. So every once in a while, that's why I said.
So you think if you do one then one way and one the other way and just keep alternating? Or another thing that you could do is not tie off the other end yet.
over here?
Tie it off last.
Yeah, the only reason I did that was because I wanted to make sure that I
Right.
get there.
But you know what I mean? Because that way it would give the string the ability to work itself out.
It's, yeah.
You know what I mean?
And you know, if you're feeling like 4 fingers, you know, if it's too much, like this one, that's really just a hair bit longer than 3 fingers. And that feels like it's a pretty small gap,
It does,
right?
yeah.
But man, you start using them, and you're like, I feel like that's too big of a gap in there.
Yeah, depends on how much detail you want in your ability to size it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because the closer together, then the more sizing option you have.
Mm-hmm. And it's also, the bigger the hole you make here, when you're making your loops, the faster you can rip your line through it.
Right.
So like I started out making them like this, and it's just, you're trying to feed it through. So
Right.
now what I do is just kind of make it fairly substantial, drop that through, and then just rip it through.
Yeah, so your other knots don't get snagged on it.
Yeah, and then just make sure you've got the right
Yeah.
spacing you want for it. Getting towards the end here. Obviously, this is a little time consuming, making all the knots. And if any of you know a faster way to tie 100,000 knots, you let me know in the comments.
Yeah. Need a knot tying robot.
Be careful what you wish for, they're coming.
Yeah, right, they're coming. I have an AI for that.
Yeah. Do
On the end.
one more here on the end. Its main function is going to be to create a ridgeline here, or a beast wire or beast chain. But it'll definitely be used to create a ridgeline. We're gonna come up with a couple other items. In fact, we're probably gonna hang them on a tree here in a minute and see what else we can do with this.
Yeah, cool. Let's check.
Stay right there. Hey everybody, so I did notice it was a little bit too low. I wanna show you how easy it is to change this and make it a little bit higher. So I just wanna raise this up a little bit higher. And put it right back through there. Done. It's that easy to raise, lower, whatever you need.
Yeah, nice.
And I'll do the same with these.
Yeah, extremely easily adjustable.
Everybody, thanks for watching. Really appreciate it. In the comments, let me know what you think of this type of setup, and if you think this would be more beneficial than using a trucker's hitch. The fastest ridgeline possible. Hey, and if you like this type of content, don't forget to like and subscribe and check out those playlists. We'll see you next week. Thanks a lot, guys.